Greetings. If you are watching this, it means that you have enrolled in an online history course at Mountain View College. My name is Dr. Ryan Pettengill, and I will be your instructor for History 1302. Um, at this point, what I hope to accomplish with this video is to familiarize you with the guidelines, expectations, and the requirements so we can really hit the semester on the right foot. So if you have not yet done so, what I'd like you to do is to download a copy of the syllabus so you can follow along with me. I'm going to be going through that, maybe not line by line, but we're going to be going through it pretty thoroughly here in a minute. So put me on pause if you need to, but if you haven't done so already, you can go ahead and click the Start Here button, which is right here. I'm mousing over it. And then you can download a copy of this. If you click on the blue link right here, that will be able to download the syllabus in a Word format. So if you haven't done it, go ahead and do it right now, and then come back and join us. I want to draw your attention to the top of that syllabus right there because getting in communication with me is going to be a really important aspect of this class, okay? That email address that you see up at the top of that syllabus, that's the best way to reach out to me if you have a question, concern, or we need to talk, okay? I check that address very regularly, and if you get me a message Monday through Thursday before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there's a good chance I respond on the same day. If it's after 3 or if it's on the weekend, it'll be a little slower, but I like to pride myself on open communication at all points in time. This is an online class. It's entirely online. It's self-paced, if you will. You can go as fast as you'd like to go. Keep ahead of the curve if you want to, but you don't have to. All the assignments that we submit will be submitted in an online fashion. I assume many of you know, but just to be very clear, 1302 is the second half of the U.S. History Survey. So we will start approximately 1877, and in my class, we will go all the way through the 21st century, okay? We'll end approximately in 2010. I say approximately because I don't really end it with a year, but you'll see what I mean once we get to that point in the semester. We're going to really be covering the late 19th century, all of the 20th century, and the very early portions of the 21st century. And we'll cover a broad range of topics, events, themes, issues, individuals, and I'm really hopeful that what this does is empower you as a citizen, helps shed some light onto how we got to this moment right here in American life today. But along the way, I hope that what this class does is it complements the classes that you're also taking, or that you'll take eventually later on down the road. One thing that you're going to do in this class is write, and then write some more. And obviously, that's a skill that not only will help you when you get to the four-year university. Critical thinking will help you when you get to the four-year university. Critical reading, you get the idea. But you know, these are abilities and these are skills that employers in our area are looking for as we speak right now. So I'm hopeful that we develop some skills that are marketable to you when you go out there and you hit the workforce, and you don't have to worry about never having analyzed data before. You never have to worry about never having formally written a report or a paper. These are all things that we'll be working on in this class, okay? But I digress, because the thing that we need to discuss before we go any further is the required books for this class. If you're still following with me in the syllabus, look down at the bottom of page 1 and you will see everything that I require. The book that you need right now, as in very, very soon, is a book by Upton Sinclair called The Jungle. Now, if you want to go buy it at our bookstore, they have plenty of copies over there. You can rent the thing as well. You can roll into any Barnes & Noble, any half-price book, and you can find it for very, very cheap. I'll give you the cheapest way here in just a second, but for the time being, there's lots of different ways that you can get this thing, and you know, it doesn't matter what your cover looks like, what edition it is, as long as it's the full unabridged version, you're good to go. So get a copy of it and start reading it right away. The second book that you need, and you need it very, very soon, is a book that is a document reader. It's a collection of primary documents, and it's edited by a guy named Kevin Cheese. It's entitled Sources for America's History. It's got a dark red cover, and it looks like it's got a photograph of a parade, a car going through a parade. That's how you know that you've got the right one. Just make sure that you have volume 2. You want volume 2 because this is History 1302, okay? Sources for America's History, the red covered book, that's the other book that you need. The last book that you need is very common, so you should be able to find it pretty cheap. It's by a guy named J.D. Salinger, and it's entitled The Catcher in the Rye, okay? Once again, you can buy it from our bookstore, you can buy it from somewhere else. It's just important that you get the book and you get it relatively soon because it's going to be a major component of this class in due course. Now, if you're really, really cheap, and I congratulate you on being really cheap, I want to draw your attention to the course information button, right? See this button over here? Click it. And it will take you to this page, and one of the things that's going to pop up at you is a folder called Online Texts. So let's go ahead and click that. And then we're going to see that both The Jungle as well as The Catcher in the Rye are available to you for free in PDF format. Now what that means is you can save however much money the bookstore would have charged you for an old-fashioned paper book, and you can have this for free as long as you don't mind reading it on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet, whatever it is that you're reading your stuff on these days, you can have it for free, okay? I can't give you the Kevin Sheets book for free, but at the same time, I'm hopeful that this does help maximize our efficiency in this class, and you can hit the ground running. Okay? Now, the next thing that I want to cover as far as the syllabus, I'll leave a lot of the reading of this to you, but I do want to draw your attention to page 3 and a little bit onto page 4. The course outline is going to be our Bible for the next several weeks, okay? I recommend that you check in almost daily. In a semester like this, check in very regularly and make sure that you know what you have due and when it's due by going into any week, okay? The course outline is going to be your one-stop shop for knowing what you need to read, what assignments you need to submit, what the dates that they're due. All of that is right there embedded in the course outline section of the syllabus, so check in on that regularly, okay? For example, this week, you've got several assignments that you need to complete, but more importantly, you've got a few video lectures that you need to watch. So where can you find these video lectures? Well, let's go over here to Content. We're going to click on Content. And what pops up are folders, one of which is called Video Lectures. Click it. When you click it, you'll see 3 units. Go ahead and click Unit 1. And you can see the video lectures that you're responsible for here, at least a few of them. If you click any one of these, it's going to take you to YouTube. If you look at these terms, these are going to be the main points that I need you to be responsible for, understanding what they are and why they're important before that video lecture ends. Once you go ahead and check out the video lectures, you're going to find out it's pretty easy to keep track of the terms and how they're important. Well, I digress. I want to go back to content here for just a second. A lot of people, a lot of my former students really say they really like the PowerPoint presentations and may we please have them, those sorts of things. If you want the PowerPoint that accompanies each and every one of my lectures, you can have them. They're right here. It's the same ones that I use and would present if we had this class in a lecture face-to-face format. You can click on them, download them, and you can have them. If it helps you take notes, great. And if it doesn't, I don't care. It's just there strictly for your purpose. Okay? So please make sure that you understand what's due and when it's due by. Best place to go to find that would be the course outline section of the syllabus. Any questions, just go ahead and email me. I'm glad to take care of them. Next big thing that we need to talk about would be how the course is evaluated, how you score the grade that you want to end up with in the end of the semester. The first thing that I would say when it comes to doing well in this class does involve completing the discussion forums. This is going to constitute a portion of the class that I call participation. Now, every week you're going to have at least one discussion forum to complete. You'll click on the discussion button of Blackboard, as I just did, and it's going to take you to this page right here. To complete discussion forum 1, as you can see, you need to read Chapter 17 of the Sources for America text. Once you're done with that, click on Discussion Forum 1 and use that chapter to answer the forum question. Now, it's really important to converse with your classmates over the course of the semester, but it's really essential. It's absolutely paramount to create a thread. See the button that I'm mousing over, create a thread, top left corner here, right? It's kind of flashing. That is how you will create a thread. You can see that nobody has done so thus far. That's fine. When you get a chance to complete this part of the class, go ahead and create a thread because that's how I know that you participated in Discussion Forum 1. The discussion's participation, however you want to look at it, is worth 15% of your cumulative grade. And as long as you're reading what I'm asking you to read, and as long as you're taking that central question serious, there's no reason that everybody shouldn't walk away with full credit for the discussion forums. The next part of the class that I want to talk to you about would be the quizzes. So click on the quizzes right here. It takes you to this page. You can see that you've got 6 of them that have already been preloaded, along with the documents that you will need to read through to complete that part of the class. Quiz 1 is due later this week. To complete it, you're going to click on Quiz 1 and you will upload your response. You can either upload it as a Word doc PDF file, or you can, type out your answer right there in that submissions box and hit submit. Okay? Want to make sure that you understand what I'm expecting out of Quiz 1. It's a little bit different than any other quiz that you're going to see this semester. Quiz 1 is essentially an opinion-based question. Do you think that we have more freedoms? Is there more freedom in America today than when our class begins in 1877? Now, I don't really care how you answer that question, and I say that because on the one hand, I care much more about what you think and why you think it, as opposed to getting the quote unquote right answer, okay? The other reason that this is a question that's very important is that I'll come back to it over the course of our semester, right? I'll ask you in various aspects of the background information, do you think that this adds more freedom after we get done talking about the civil rights movement? More freedom after we get done talking about the women's movement? More freedom, Vietnam, into the 21st century? I'll come back to that central question again and again, so take that very serious, okay? Every other quiz, you're going to have an accompanying document or documents, and those will be what you use to help you answer those central questions. The quizzes collectively are worth 3 points per quiz for a grand total of 15. Now, you might be looking at that saying there are 6 quizzes, and if they're each worth 3 points, then you don't get to 15. And you're right. If you complete all 6 quizzes and you complete them all with 3 points, you score perfect scores on them, then you can earn up to 3 points of extra credit. So the ball really is in your court when it comes to successfully completing this class and completing it with a grade that you're highly satisfied with. Okay? Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. The paper assignments are going to be more difficult. So let's click on the paper assignments button of Blackboard. It comes to this page right here. And if you want the questions for paper 1 and 2, you have them. You will have them all semester long. Click on the paper 1 or paper 2 guidelines, and it'll tell you what you can expect for each paper. Paper 1 is going to be heavily based on your reading of The Jungle. Paper 2 will be heavily based on your reading of The Catcher in the Rye. That's why those books are so important. Okay, you can't really do well on either one of those assignments unless you have a pretty good understanding of what's going on in both of those books. Okay. These papers are worth 10 percentage points of your cumulative grade, and they are not only a major component of this class, but if you click on the paper 1 and paper 2 resources folder, right? I'll click on paper 1, for example. You will see a few links both to YouTube or all to YouTube. And if you click on these things, not only will this give you some food for thought, it'll help your brain go in the right direction as far as engaging that central question, it'll also help you break down the book, right? If we were having this class in a face-to-face setting, we would have discussions or conversations involving the reading of Sinclair or Salinger, and we would relate those conversations to whatever it was that we were learning in the day-to-day lectures. Because this is online, these videos will help you think about that. Now, they're not required, but I really would like to think that they'll help you do what you need to do on the papers. Okay, so there's that. As far as exams, you're going to have one midterm and you're going to have one final exam. Click on the exams button and I can show you what or how you can prepare for these things. As you know, or as you can see, you don't have access to those exams right now. They will go live, they will be available in Blackboard as those due dates approach. I'll send out an announcement and an email and let you know what to expect and how you can prepare for them. But for right now, you've got a review guide for both the midterm and the final exam. You also have a video link that will help you review for the essay portions of the exam. And much like the paper resources, this will help move your brain in the right direction when it comes to engaging those central essay questions. Okay? Each exam, midterm and final, 25 percentage points of your cumulative grade. Okay? So the class is essentially based on a 100-point scale. And if you're looking at the top of page 5 of the syllabus, you can see the grading scale. Now, I don't grade on the curve per se. I need you to understand that if you end the class with a 72, that's, a long way away from the cutoff for an A. So please don't expect me to kind of be a magician here. But what I'll also say is, I do my best to round up and to pay it forward as far as giving students the benefit of the doubt. As long as it's very clear to me that you're putting forward a good effort, I'm going to give you that benefit of the doubt because I really do want you to do well and complete this course with a grade that you're satisfied with. Okay? There's more to the syllabus, and I highly encourage you to familiarize yourself with it when you have an opportunity, but for right now, that's really about all I had. There's one more thing I want to draw your attention to, and if you're following with me, that's on page 6 of the syllabus, academic honesty, or maybe more appropriately, academic dishonesty. I'm willing to bet most of you have heard of what plagiarism is, you know what it is, and for the most part, how to avoid it, okay? But I want to make something very clear because I take plagiarism very, very serious. If a student in this class is caught plagiarizing, the penalty will be failure of that assignment. And if plagiarism is severe enough, it could potentially result in failure of the actual course entirely. All right? Now, this is not a scare tactic or I'm not trying to intimidate you. I just need us all to be on the same page as far as what we can expect. But just to make sure that we are, I want to go back to the course information button for a second, right? Click it. If you scroll down, you'll see a link that says Recognize Plagiarism Assignment, okay? Click that link. It says use this link to complete the Recognize Plagiarism Assignment. It will take you to Indiana University's Writing Center. Some of you may be familiar with this assignment. Some of you may already have completed this assignment. It's got a 10-question quiz that helps you detect plagiarism and shows you how to avoid it. If you successfully complete that quiz, it'll ask you, would you like to print a certificate? Now click yes for that, okay? Click yes. I know it's an online class, so you can't hand off your certificate to me, but you can scan it into a PDF. You can take a screenshot. You can take a photograph of your computer screen. As long as I can see your name, you can go ahead and upload whatever file that is right here in the Recognize Plagiarism Assignment Dropbox, okay? That is entirely optional, making it extra credit. Do that by the end of this academic week. By the time that we end this week, that's good for 1 percentage point of extra credit. So you haven't even watched one video lecture yet, and we're already up to 4 points of extra credit. My point in telling you that is you really can end this class the way that you want to. It doesn't just have to be a difficult experience. You can not only enjoy the class, but you can do so in a way that will complement your overall grade point average at this institution. That's all I have for right now. I hope that what we've accomplished here is, familiarization of what I expect. I hope you know what's expected of you. If you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to email me or reach out. I've already showed you how to get a hold of me. Aside from that, I'm looking forward to working with all of you. I'm looking forward to a productive semester, and I'm looking forward to getting started. And with that, I'll end.